This course is brought to you by AppyPie as part of our Academy series.
The next step is to make a wireframe and write copy. So this is a step that will save you a ton of time when you're creating a website. A lot of times people love to just jump into the builder and start creating their website as soon as possible. But the truth is, the more work you do up front in preparation, the easier your life is going to be when you actually go to open up your website builder and to start building it. And one of the best ways to do this is making a wireframe. And all a wireframe is it's a simple sketch that outlines what your website is going to look like before you build it. And you can do this on your computer with apps such as Sketch, or go old-fashioned and just write on a pen and a paper. What I usually do is I always start on a pen and a paper in my journal and just write out what I want the website to look like. And that becomes my wireframe. And it's not fancy. I'm not a person that can draw at all. But it just tells me, like, where do I want the main image of my site to be? Where do I want the call to action to be? And I'm gonna create a simple wireframe for you now using an app called Sketch. So the first website that I'm gonna be creating a wireframe for is my homepage. When someone lands on my site, what do I want that page to look like? And I've already drawn this on a journal, so I'm not spending time to come up with these ideas in my head right now. But for you, take as much time as you need to think about how you want your website to look. And you can always go to those websites that inspired you to get some inspiration. What seems to be the theme between all their websites, and how can you take advantage of that? And with a personal branding website, there actually is a pretty straightforward layout that most of these websites follow. So at the top, you have a menu bar. There you go. And then next up, we want to have a hero header. And I'm just gonna change the color here so it stands out. And on the hero header, there are some specific things I want to include. An image of me and a call to action where they can enter their email address. Next up, I want to add a social proof bar. And this is just an area that says, hey, I'm legit. I've either been on these publications or I have this number of students, and it makes people trust you more on the internet. But a lot of people worry because they say, oh, I don't have an audience already, I'm just starting my website. If that's the case, then you don't need a social proof bar, but it just helps if you're able to create it. So if you already have a following, or if you're already considered an expert in your field for whatever reason, definitely include some kind of social proof bar. And the higher up on the page, the better. So next up, I've decided to include brief overviews of 3 pages on my website. So let me show you what this idea looks like. And one thing I want to keep in mind is this isn't something you can get wrong. I mean, this is where you get to be creative. So don't stress yourself out saying, I have to make the best looking website, or I have to follow the best psychology principles and have the social proof in the perfect spot. The best websites are inspired by other websites that are successful, but they also have some kind of creative edge to them. So how you bring yourself into the website is really important, and you make it your own. And that's especially true with a personal branding website. I mean, you're the face of this website, and so you want to make it feel like it's your own website. It's not a cookie cutter of someone else's. And that's the beauty of Thrive Architect, because however you imagine it in your head, you can make it come to life. So what I imagine here were 3 different boxes. And there's nothing special about these colors. I just wanted to differentiate them. So next up is the About Me section. And then finally, I wanted to include a footer. So that's it. That's the wireframe for my homepage. And like I said before, you don't even have to do anything on the computer. You can just have this drawn out in your journal. And then the next step I have here is to write your website copy. Now this will depend on your personality. Are you someone that likes to write all the copy on your website ahead of time, which is the text that's going to go on it? Or are you someone that you prefer to build the website and then create the copy once you've built it? And for this, there's honestly no right way to do it. It's up to you if you want to write your website copy first or second. So for my case, I wanted to write the headline, which is how to use my favorite tools and systems to 10x your online business. But the rest of the copy I'm going to create at another time.